Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
We're watching some spotty showers and storms headed into the evening on this WRAL Weather Alert Day. Thank you for joining us. I'm Eric Miller. Let's get right to meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look at that radar. Anthony.
Hey, Eric, we've been watching here, of course, the ingredients in place for some strong storms. We've had the fuel in place. We've had a couple ingredients, and some of them have become severe, really for our far southern counties earlier this afternoon. There's the loop over the past 6 hours or so, and you can clearly see once this gets going, watch what happens here where we see all of this lightning just totally blossom as it gets kind of into a more unstable air mass in eastern North Carolina. They had numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, but this is the current look on radar. We have nothing that we are watching as far as our immediate viewing area. There have been tornado warnings well to our north. There have been severe thunderstorm warnings well to our south, but at the moment we are looking okay. Through the evening, though, there is still the potential for some spotty showers and thunderstorms. If they're able to get going, they could be a little bit stronger, but you see Futurecast is really not enthused with much coverage for us over the next couple of hours. If you are headed out, I would still stay weather aware between about now and let's say midnight. Again, a very limited chance, but we are still under at least a severe risk from the Storm Prediction Center. We start off tomorrow morning, a ton of sunshine. It will be a beautiful start for us on our Monday. Yet again, though, during the afternoon and evening, we could see a few storms. Upper 60s and low 70s there for us tonight, Eric, and we have another day of the heat and humidity for us tomorrow. We're going to talk about, though, our feels like values tomorrow and go over those storm chances coming up here in a few minutes.
Anthony, thank you very much. And make sure you've got that new WRAL weather app downloaded. You can check the radar in real time to see when those storms are headed into your area. You can turn on alerts so you are notified about severe weather immediately. It's free to download and use. An 11-year-old girl is recovering after being shot last night in Durham. All of this played out near one of the city's largest homeless shelters, where a witness tells us that young girl turned for help. WRAL's Flynn Snyder went back to the scene today and shares what he learned.
Well, leftover crime scene tape remains near the Durham rescue mission just hours after the chaotic scene that unfolded just outside the gates here on Saturday night.
Audio from Broadcastify reveals the victim's young age.
She's 11.
Durham police say they were called to the area of Morning Glory Avenue and Elm Street around 10:30 Saturday night. The WRAL breaking news tracker captured this scene playing out a few blocks away, just outside the Durham Rescue Mission's gates. Staff at the shelter we spoke to off camera tell us the young victim, who was visibly injured, was with other people who parked a car nearby and came inside asking for help. That's when staff say they called police. Investigators say the 11-year-old was rushed to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The latest crime data from the Durham Police Department shows a 20% jump in aggravated assaults with a gun last month compared to April. This latest incident involving a gun now impacting a young girl, according to witnesses. Durham police have not said what led up to the shooting or announced any arrests. Flynn Snyder, WRAL News, Durham.
A 3-year-old was airlifted to the hospital after being bitten by an animal. Moore County Sheriff Ronnie Field says the bite happened in Hoke County. The child's parent then drove them to the Aberdeen Fire Department in Moore County, where they were airlifted to the hospital. WRAL is working to learn more about what kind of animal was involved here and the condition of that child. 2 men will be in court tomorrow charged in a shooting that injured multiple people outside a bar in Sanford. Sean Matthews Jr. has been charged with assault with a deadly weapon inflicting serious injury. Urbano Garcia Sanchez has been charged with possession of a firearm by a felon. Garcia Sanchez is in jail under a $100,000 bond. Matthews is also in jail with no bond. The shooting happened outside Schooley's Bar and Billiards on East Trade Street around 2 a.m. yesterday. Police believe an argument ended with gunfire. 4 of the gunshot victims suffered minor injuries, including the 2 suspects. 2 others were taken to UNC Hospital for additional medical treatment. One of them was shot in the leg, the other in the abdomen. All 6 were expected to survive. Police say they expect to make more arrests in this case. Fayetteville police are investigating after somebody was shot and killed early this morning. It happened at the Liberty Square Apartments on Dornock Drive just before 3:30 a.m. Police say the victim died there at that scene. There's no word so far on any suspects or arrests in this case. Fayetteville City leaders will meet tomorrow to discuss a newly enacted youth curfew. The Youth Protection Ordinance restricts anyone under 16 and under from being out from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. There are exceptions for those accompanied by parents or for teenagers with jobs. The big questions leaders are hoping to settle during tomorrow's city council meeting include how to implement the new rules and specific rollout plans with law enforcement. President Trump's new travel ban goes into effect tomorrow. The ban prevents people from 12 different countries from entering the United States, including Afghanistan, Haiti, and Sudan. Trump said nationals from those countries included in the ban pose terrorism-related and public safety risks, as well as risks of overstaying their visas. None of those nations has a direct flight to RDU or Charlotte Douglas.
And breaking news on the West Coast, a massive protest outside the federal detention center in downtown Los Angeles. Just take a look at this. There's got to be at least 1,000 people here. High tensions between them and law enforcement. I've seen shoving, aggression from both sides, law enforcement striking protesters, at least one arrest that I could catch, and of course that road completely impassable at this point. It all comes after 2,000 National Guardsmen were deployed to LA by President Trump last night. He did so to disperse protests that began in response to immigration raids. The unrest began Friday after dozens of people were detained by federal immigration agents. President Trump praised the National Guard on Truth Social, but California Governor Gavin Newsom is objecting the move, saying Trump did this to, quote, manufacture a crisis. We'll keep a close eye on this unrest marking the third straight day of protest in LA.
And Megan, thank you very much. Some scary moments there. This afternoon, people gathered at Durham Central Park to fight hunger. A 2024 study from Duke found that 1 in 10 families in Durham often or sometimes skip meals because they don't have enough money to buy food. Today's event is hoping to raise some awareness. WRAL's Heidi Kirk is live in Durham right now. Heidi, that event is coming to an end right now.
Eric, you're right. You'll notice behind me a lot of the event organizers are packing up here, but it has been an action-packed afternoon here. Now, there were more than 60 booths here, different organizations from all across the Triangle and Durham County, people like farmers, and also organizations that connect people with resources to help fight hunger. They all have the same goal here today, fighting food insecurity across the county.
What is your dream for Durham's food system? It's a question on many people's minds at today's World Hunger Day event. Waylena Verbal answered the question herself.
Quality for everyone, no matter what their circumstances are.
Verbal has been volunteering for about 2.5 years with a local food bank in a unique way.
Going to the food banks, and I would get the food, I would take it to my house, and I would feed families.
She not only cooks and distributes meals across her community, but even welcomes people into her home for a home-cooked meal at her own table. She's seen the need here up close.
People be so happy when I give them this food. You know, in my house, in my living room looks like a store.
Durham County Food Security Coordinator Raina Goldstein-Bunnig says their data shows the county has about a 12% food insecurity rate.
Like many places across the country, people are having more trouble accessing food. Food prices are going up. They might have some trouble with employment.
She says this event is about raising awareness and connecting people with resources they may not know about.
It's often an invisible issue. So unless you're experiencing hunger, I think it's really hard to understand that it still is so prominent.
More than 60 organizations have come together with the same goal in mind, making sure no one goes home hungry, today or any day.
And Eric, we asked some of these kind people here how you can get involved with this cause. They say even if you couldn't come to today's event, one way that you can get involved is volunteering in the community. There's lots of different organizations, food pantries, and other things like that for you to help out. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in Durham.
Heidi, some good advice there. Thank you very much. Millions of gallons of drinking water lost every single day.
Does it hurt your heart a little bit to hear 4 million gallons a day?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have that be 0 gallons a day. I mean, ideally.
Tomorrow at 6 p.m., WRAL Investigates shares the staggering numbers we found and what can be done to fix it. North Carolina teachers and students told WRAL News that school cell phone policies often don't work. That's because those policies are not consistently enforced classroom to classroom. They're easy to get around and they don't have clear consequences. Despite that, state lawmakers and local school boards are trying to crack down on cell phones, saying they're a distraction. WRAL went inside several schools and talked with principals, teachers, and students. You can find out more about what they say works and doesn't work keeping students off their phones. That's on the education section of WRAL.com. The town of Zebulon officially posted its job opening for police chief. The deadline to apply is June 23rd. They'll start reviewing applications on July 11th. Former Zebulon Police Chief Jackie Boykin resigned from her position in December after 4 years on the job. This comes as many people in key leadership roles have stepped down in the town. Commemorating D-Day, how paratroopers from Fort Bragg remember the sacrifices made more than 81 years ago. Plus, Castaway, the Big Rock Blue Marlin fishing tournament gets underway this week. We have a look at the fishing action we've already seen down on the coast. Welcome back. Taking a live look there over Beaufort this afternoon. A beautiful view, even if it is a little cloudy out towards that coast. Meteorologist Anthony Baglione will have another check of that forecast in just a few minutes. Paratroopers with the 82nd Airborne Division traveled to France to commemorate D-Day. There was a ceremony in Gourbaysville on Thursday. There, they remembered the more than 300 soldiers of the 82nd Airborne Division and the 90th Infantry Division who died liberating that village. Paratroopers also descended over Lafayette Bridge, where there was a nighttime parachute combat assault in 1944. This week, the Army is celebrating its 250th birthday. There's an event happening at Fort Bragg on Tuesday. There'll be a flyover, a Golden Knights jump, and some family-friendly activities. Gates open at 10:30, and visitors are recommended to be parked by 1. Non-Department of Defense guests can register for the event online. President Donald Trump will be in attendance at Tuesday's celebration. WRAL learned that paratroopers and military equipment will be on hand for a readiness demonstration for Trump to observe. That demonstration will not be open to the public, but the president's remarks will be open to everyone attending that 250th celebration. The Big Rock Blue Marlin fishing tournament officially gets underway tomorrow. Crews will spend 6 days on the water off Morehead City's coast, hoping to get the first catch and the biggest catch. The action officially started yesterday. That's when the Kelly Wagner Lady Angler Tournament started. Carter Erica won the tournament and the more than $100,000 prize. I got to say, every year, Anthony, I always love seeing what those folks are able to catch. Just some monsters off our coast. It's amazing. Yeah, when I worked in New Bern at my previous station, I got to go down there and cover that event, and they would bring in these 400 or 500-pound blue marlins. It was just incredible. I think it was probably pretty rough, though, I will say, along the coast today with the weather that they saw out there. I want to talk about the kind of radar here over the past 6 hours, because this is the line that came through and would certainly be affecting the coast earlier this afternoon. Really, really strong storms, including New Bern, and then we head down toward Wilmington, you can see. But that has since pushed offshore. This is the picture we are left with. Nice and quiet compared to where we were earlier today, at least for our southern counties. There's a little bit of a baby shower just trying to blossom there again into eastern North Carolina. Every severe thunderstorm watch that originally did not include us, but included eastern North Carolina, kind of all around our viewing area, they have all been canceled at this point, so we're looking pretty good. Here is our live look, though. Carolina Beach looking a whole lot better than where it was earlier this afternoon. Beautiful blue skies, just a few clouds hanging around. Everyone looks like they're having a good time out there this evening, and it should be another good day for the beach tomorrow. 85 degrees is currently where we sit in Raleigh and Durham, 82 in Roxborough. We're at 79 in Clinton there, 80 in Goldsboro, 84 currently in Rocky Mount. Definitely still a hot forecast as we head through the next few days. Here's Futurecast, though, as we go through tonight. So that begs the question, do we have any more storms on the way? It's a little bit overdone even with the coverage that we really don't have out there right now. We go through the next couple of hours. I can't totally rule out just an isolated area of rain, maybe a thunderstorm, but the majority of us through tonight should be nice and quiet. We start off in the morning. There's 5 o'clock. The clouds start to push on out. It will be totally quiet for us to start the commute and for the majority of the day. We should see a lot of sunshine. It will actually be a beautiful start for us out the door Monday morning. Temperatures there, 65 in Roxborough, 68 in Southern Pines for us tonight, 70 in Goldsboro, right about the upper 60s in Rocky Mount.
Another day, though, with temperatures in the low 90s. It will feel probably more like 91 to 94-ish with the humidity factored in. You see the thunderstorm icon, though, that pops up there at the end of this. The majority of the day itself is completely dry, but we have another severe storm risk from the Storm Prediction Center into tomorrow evening. So this is a little bit deceptive. It's the evening, not the daytime hours where we're expecting this. I want to walk through Futurecast, though, for this latest high-resolution model on tomorrow. You can see all that dry time. Lunchtime, we are fine, even 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The evening commute should be good to go, with just a lot of sunshine, a few clouds, too. But we start to get some storms bubbling, I would say, probably after about 8 p.m. tomorrow night. They could be a little bit stronger there, 9:30 you see on the map, and then we get closer to about 10 o'clock. So, again, that potential after 8 o'clock tomorrow evening could be strong. Here's a look at the Muggy meter, though. Still looking pretty tropical, I would say, at least over the next 5 days. We don't see a huge break from that humidity anytime soon. 90 for us tomorrow, 84 on Tuesday, 90 on Wednesday. We still keep some storm chances, though, as we head into next weekend. That is something we'll be watching, but definitely keep that umbrella handy through the week.
And back here in the WRAL Live Center, police have declared unlawful assembly at this site here, those massive protests in downtown Los Angeles. Authorities are warning all people must leave this area or be subject to arrest. Also authorizing the use of less lethal munitions on these protesters. Again, getting very rowdy in downtown Los Angeles. We'll share any updates here as they roll in.
Megan, thank you very much. All right, switching gears now, Chris. I know there was a lot of excitement last night seeing how many of our Triangle teams are going to make it through. We got some heartbreak tonight.
Oh, yeah, the Diamonds weren't shining today. Tough day for local baseball fans, but Duke lives to fight another day. Next in sports, long faces at the Bosch. Carolina's magic runs out as their season comes to an end. How it happened in post-game reaction. Next in sports. Sad faces from the Bosch as the Carolina faithful are just not into it. The magic has run out. What seemed to be a sure thing was snatched from them by the Arizona Wildcats, who are heading to Omaha. After Friday's 18-2 win over Arizona, UNC was in the driver's seat in the Super Regional. They found themselves in the same position they were in versus Oklahoma last weekend, having a winner-take-all Game 3. This time, it didn't turn out the way that the Hills would have hoped. Winner-take-all game at the Bosch. Who is going to Omaha? Arizona starts the scoring in the second. Garen Caulfield rakes one out of the Bosch quick. 1-0 lead for the Wildcats as that one is gone. Carolina didn't take long to come back. Third inning, this guy right here, Jackson Vanderbeek, 3-run shot for him. And now the Diamond Heels have life. 3-1 lead for the home team. Scoring hard to come by in this one. Heels up 3-2. Mason White base hit. 2 come in to score off of the single, and North Carolina can't score again after that. Their season is over, and Arizona is going to Omaha. 4-3 is the final.
I thought our guys were having great at bats, one after the other. Hit a couple balls hard that didn't find the grass, unfortunately. And sometimes you need, when you get in those situations, you can add one more or add 2 more. The more length you get, the harder it is in the other dugout. So it wasn't just the mistakes on defense. It was you win as a team and you lose as a team.
Obviously, we came up short today, but I don't think that shows the work we put in all season to get to this point. Obviously the goal is to get to Omaha and win that national championship, but we just came up a little short.
Duke came into the day with a game on Murray State, just needing that one win to make it to Omaha, but the Murray State Racers just absolutely pushed back. A.J. Gracia returning to the game after a suspension. Fans at Jack Coombs were treated to a home run derby today. Gracia wastes no time, knocks one out the park, back to Roxborough in the first inning. Right after him, Ben Miller hits one back to the same spot. Back-to-back jacks for the Blue Devils, early 2-0 lead. The Racers led most of the way. They broke this one open in the 7th. Dom Decker singles one to right. 2 come home to score, makes it 13-8 for the Racers as you see the last one coming in there. We told you it was a home run derby. Dan Talkin adds insult to injury. 9 runs in the 7th for Murray State. They blow out Duke 19-9.
Today's another great reminder that Murray State's a really good team. And, they played really, really well with their back against the wall. They're going to get their hits. We talked about that going into the series. We can't stack free bases with it. And early on, we gave them some free bases to go along with those hits. And that's when a single run, like you saw yesterday, a single run inning can turn into a big inning. So we got to do a better job with that.
NC Courage head coach Sean Nahas had to miss the team's game today on the road versus the Washington Spirit. The team says it was due to an unforeseen medical issue. The Courage is heading into today 11th in NWSL with a 3-4-3 record. Match before today, Nathan Thackeray stepped in for Nahas. That record just got a little bit worse, Eric, because they lost to the Washington Spirit today. We'll have highlights tonight at 10 and 11.
Man, something in the air this weekend, Chris. It's tough out there. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us here tonight at 6. NBC Nightly News is coming up next with another full newscast right here tonight at 11 o'clock. Have a good evening.